Rock and roll rules, dude. How's it going, everyone? Welcome to Rock and Roll Tales from the Lady in Black. I'm your host, Lana. I started this YouTube channel as a platform to promote the music I love, more specifically, rock and roll music. I'm not just talking about the greatest hits of AC/DC and Bon Jovi. I'm talking about Def Leppard deep cuts, Richie Samboro's solo albums, and newer rock bands like Rival Sons and Black Stone Cherry. With all that said, let's get on with the music. Today's episode is all about the Black Crowes' 10th studio album, A Pound of Feathers, which came out on March 13, 2026. To back up a bit, the Black Crowes were formed in 1984 under the name Mr. Crow's Garden by the Robinson brothers, Chris Robinson and Rich Robinson. After the constant mispronunciations of the name, however, they decided to change it to the Black Crowes. Thank God. When the Black Crowes first burst onto the music scene in 1990 with their debut album, Shake Your Moneymaker, they were considered outsiders because they played and dressed like they were from the 70s. Still, the debut album, as well as the sophomore release, The Sound and Harmony Musical Companion, did very well on the charts, offering a fresh dose of rock and roll during a weird time for the music scene, during the popularity of grunge. Long story short, after years of fighting and hiatuses, the Robinson brothers put aside their differences and returned with their comeback album, Happiness Bastards, in 2024. 2 years later, here we are with A Pound of Feathers. It was recorded in Nashville in 10 days with producer Jay Joyce, who also produced the band's previous album, Happiness Bastards. Though parts were written before going into the studio, for A Pound of Feathers, the Robinson brothers used the studio as a gathering place for bringing the songs to fruition. It was a more spontaneous approach. The lineup that plays on A Pound of Feathers includes Chris Robinson on lead vocals and Rich Robinson on guitars and bass. That's it. No, I'm joking. So, besides Chris on lead vocals and Rich on guitar and bass, you got Cully Symington on drums, Eric Deutsch on keyboards, and Mackenzie Adams and Leslie Grant on backing vocals. By the way, I apologize if I'm butchering any of their names. Personally, I'm not happy about Rich doing all the bass and guitar parts on A Pound of Feathers because it confirms the belief that the Robinson brothers are perfectionists and control freaks, and that the Black Crowes really is turning into the Chris and Rich Robinson show. Still, I like the spontaneous approach they utilized for this record, and that we didn't have to wait 10 years for a follow-up for Happiness Bastards. So, props to them for that. My favorite songs on the album include Profane Prophecy, which is heavily influenced by the Rolling Stones, with Rich's colorful guitar riffs, the swaggering groove, and Chris's lyrics, which paint a really dark and twisted imagery. They just scream rock and roll. I mean, took the meat out the mouth of a rabid dog. I ate casino breakfast off the kitchen floor. Jeez. However, I have a love-hate relationship with Profane Prophecy because the music video controversially features only the Robinson brothers front and center. Also, in my opinion, the song doesn't have the same punch that Bedside Manners does. Bedside Manners is the opening track for Happiness Bastards. Cruel Streak is a lot of fun. I love the guitar distortion. Actually, the guitars sound great on A Pound of Feathers. Really cool. It's a fun mid-tempo rocker. It's got lots of swagger and attitude. The chorus is insanely catchy. There's great melodies involved. I love the backing vocals. And my favorite lyrics in the song are, "To live the dream, you gotta feed the fiend, you gotta make the scene." That pretty much says it all. Pharmacy Chronicles is one of the songs in the album that shows off the Robinson Brothers' Americana roots with a country twang to them.
Minor scale and a skeleton key. The words sound wise, but they mean nothing to me. And it's lost that they remember perfume, champagne, and sin. Oh, the good times never end. Don't call the doctor, don't call the priest.
This is basically A Pound of Feathers version of Wilted Rose. It's got beautiful acoustic bluesy guitar work from Rich Robinson, and I love the slide guitar work as well. And the keyboard parts, they give the song that sudden touch that it really needs. And Chris's vocals are great. And I love the line, "The good times never end." It unintentionally pays tribute to Welcome to the Good Times from By Your Side, which I really like. High and Lonesome has this trippy, laid-back vibe that reminds me of Rival Sons' Bird in the Hand, one of my favorite songs from that Dark Brighter album, by the way.
And the ruins of that garden, the ground is blistered from the sun. Try to keep what's buried in the ground. Cry until the walls all tumble down. Die, make a high and lonesome sound.
The acoustic guitar melodies are really soothing and relaxing, and the last line in the song, "I knew I'd always be by your side."
I knew I'd always be by your side.
Again, unintentionally, it pays tribute to the title track for By Your Side. By Your Side is my favorite Black Crowes album, so of course I don't really mind about that. If you like this video so far, feel free to give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more content like this. Queen of the B-Sides is just a short little snippet, but it works really well.
There's no joy without sorrow. This much is true. That really don't matter when you're broke down, stone and blue. If you can't find a new love, an accomplice will do.
Queen of the B-Sides. What a freaking cool title, by the way, for a song. It's another song that shows off the Robinson Brothers' Americana roots. The acoustic guitar melodies are gorgeous. I love Chris's country-like vocals, and the harmonies between Chris and Rich are absolutely beautiful. By the way, I would love for Rich to sing a song on the next album, just because when I first heard Before the Frost, Until the Freeze, and the 1972 EP they did, Rich sang a song on both of those albums, and I was kind of hoping that it would be a trend that the Robinson Brothers would keep up on the following records. But when he didn't sing a song on Happiness Bastards and A Pound of Feathers, I was a bit disappointed. Rich and I love the contrast between Rich and Chris's vocals. Chris is more like, "Hey, you, woo," like classic rock and roll, party, that sort of thing. Well, Rich is a more laid back and innocent, sweet voice that it has a sexy vibe to it, which I really like. By the way, Rich, if you're watching this, please sing a song on the next Black Crowes album, please. That would be amazing. I'm begging you, please. It's Like That. It's one of my favorite songs on the album. That one's just no funny business is going on. It's just pure, gritty, fun rock and roll. The backing vocals are great. Rich doesn't kill her slide guitar work in the second verse. The chorus is insanely catchy. And if you listen closely, there's a tree frog croaking during the breakdown for the guitar solo. Of course, that was Chris's idea. You call this a good time? It has this mean and ferocious riff that reminds me of Rush's Stick It Out. Both songs are completely different, but they give off similar vibes, in my opinion. It's got a great groove, again, lots of swagger and attitude, and no pun intended, but this song is one heck of a good time. However, my favorite song on A Pound of Feathers would be the last song, Doomsday Daggerel. Basically the Black Crowes meets the Ozzy Osbourne of Black Sabbath. It's the heaviest song that the Robinson brothers have ever written. It's the only Black Crowes song where you can get away with doing this. It's also the most politically charged song that they've ever written, given that it's about the crazy current state of our world, and that's all I'll say in terms of politics. Overall, A Pound of Feathers is a very consistent rock and roll record. The riffs are killer. It's basically a continuation of Happiness Bastards. Nothing groundbreaking, but it fits in perfectly with where the Robinson brothers are at in their music career currently. I love the modern production as well. My main problem with A Pound of Feathers, however, is it's missing some pizzazz and that magic touch, because it doesn't feel like a band effort album, given that bassist Van Pippian and guitarist Nico Berasuatua aren't featured on the album at all. It's more like a solo effort album. Again, going back to my point about the Black Crowes slowly turning into the Chris and Rich Robinson show. I get that the Robinson brothers take great pride in doing everything themselves, but it wouldn't hurt their public image to get the rest of the band involved in the recording process as far as the music and creative input goes. Especially since Nico, he is a freaking phenomenal guitar player. I mean, when I saw them live in December 2024, I was blown away with the solos that he came up with. I mean, he was playing the solos for the songs how they were written, but he put his own twist to them, which I really like. I like that he doesn't try to copy Mark Ford and Luther Dickinson. He just does his own thing. Still, A Pound of Feathers is worth a listen just for Doomsday Daggerel. Again, probably my favorite song on the album, for sure. Besides to lay low on the perfectionist metabolism, I would like for the band to include the band name on the front cover next time instead of on the back. Like, I don't know if this is a new trend. You put you put the album title on the front and then the band name on the back. Like, that's just stupid. I get that with social media and media outlets, you can promote the album easily nowadays, and people actually know who you are, but not everyone knows who the Black Crowes are. I mean, there could be some random dude in a record store going, that Pound of Feathers band, are they really good? Should I check them out? It's like Freeze Highway Chaos all over again. And it just looks really lazy on their part. I mean, I know they put the band name on the back, but it just looks more professional and nicer to include the band name and album title on the front, like the good old days. Also, when Chris Robinson was a musical guest on the Jimmy Kimmel show this past Wednesday, the TV guide, not sure if it was AI that wrote it, but this is what the TV guide said about Chris Robinson. That's why you put the band name and the album title on the album cover, people. That little rant's in the way. Again, I think A Pound of Feathers is good. It's very consistent. It's rock and roll. That simple as that. But I feel like what was so good about Warpaint and the Sound of Harmony Musical Companion and even Amorica was everyone contributed their own parts. Like Ed Harsh on the keyboards, Mark Ford on guitars, Steve Gorman on the drums. Like, they added their own flavors to the music. It just made the music more special. If the Robinson brothers just do everything themselves, why even call it the Black Crowes? They would have been better off just calling themselves Brothers of a Feather. That's just my opinion. Anyways, let me know in the comments below what you think of the Black Crowes Pound of Feathers album. And comment below your favorite song from the record. If you like this video, feel free to give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more content like this. Now that said, take care. See you real soon. Peace.